All praises to the Most High, Ahaya Bashim Shire, guys. And today, guys, we're on this beautiful Sabbath, and we're going to be preaching to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. If you're over here in this community, let's link up, let's get the word out to these people. Let's get this community, like all the Walking Dead, as the book of Ezekiel chapter 37 says, the dead bones inside the valley of the dry bones. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Is waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay. All right. This St. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay. Everybody goes to these churches on these blocks, not knowing who the lost sheep of the house of Israel are. And everybody's getting confused, Everybody thinks that Christ rose on a Sunday, but he didn't actually rise on a Sunday. Okay? The Bible says that in Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, that the light and the darkness will have its difference, And so that's what people are getting confused about, is that they're matching the Sabbath day, which is today, which is Saturday, and they're going to church on the Sunday, they're putting Christ over a pedestal over the Most High, and that's what it's confusing everybody, and it's making this whole entire place out here lawless, you feel me? So that's what we gotta do. We gotta get out, we gotta wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You so-called Mexicans, okay? You so-called Negroes, you so-called Native Americans, right? So that's what we gotta go do. We gotta go proclaim the truth. Everybody out here is just looking for two witnesses, okay? Everybody out here is having a two-witness debate and doctrines and stuff like that. And so, we need to get to the very bottom of this stuff. We need to go out there with correction. We need to go out there with truth, okay? With truth, with peace, love. We need to have the fruits of the Spirit, you feel me? And so that's what we need to go do, is that we need to go and talk to everybody, as the apostles Paul says, he said over there in 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 23, it says, I became as a Jew in order to gain the Jews, but I came as weak in order to gain the weak. Okay, so in order for us to get the gospel out to these people, to these lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? We need to go out there and we need to be on their level of understanding, okay? And we need to go out there, we need to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, as I keep saying, give life to these people, you feel me? That's what we need to do. We need to bring life to these people and show them their understanding and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be doing, okay? Hey, guys! Hey, what's your nationality? Hey, brother, are you Hispanic? Do you know that's not your true nationality inside the Bible? You're from the tribe of Issachar, brother. You're part of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. You know how to read the Bible? Come on, brother. Bring some Bible knowledge over here, bro. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to, so we start off at Matthew chapter 24, and not Matthew chapter 24, but Matthew chapter 15, verse 24, where it says that Christ came to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? And so our next one that we're going to go to is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 21. Deuteronomy, okay? Go look at Deuteronomy. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we will look at verse 21. And it says right here, Deuteronomy 32, verse 21. And it says right here, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will remove them to jealousy with those who are which not my people. I will provoke them to anger for a foolish nation. So everybody else knows that back in the old times, Israel, they fell multiple times, right? And then that's when, when they fell, you know, the Most High allowed the Gentiles to come in, to be drafted into the branch, right? And so that's what it says over there in, you know, what is it? Romans chapter 11, okay? Romans chapter 11, Paul was explaining about, you know, how the Gentiles will be drafted into the olive branch, etc. Okay, you know, you can find out more about the olive branch and the candlesticks inside of Zechariah, right? And so with the nation of Israel falling, you know, they were being disobedient, you know. They weren't keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments that they were supposed to be keeping, you know. There's men out there doing like very, you know, outrageous things, you know, that wasn't pleasing the Most High. And so that's what, you know, what caused the southern nation to be split. And when the Assyrian king, he took the northern tribes, okay? He took the northern tribes and he captured them, right? And then that's when the 10 tribes, they took all there from the Middle East, and it took them a year and a half, okay? It took them a year and a half. You can find that over here in 2nd Ezra, okay? Check 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verses 40 on down, is that you know, the 10 tribes, you know, they went down to the very bottom, you know, and they went over here to the Americas, and it says that they will be there until the last days, you know, and that's when Judah, okay, for the Benjamins, you know, the Levites, you know, the Judah, okay, they left Israel in the year 70 AD, okay, when the Roman Empire came in and they took over, okay, and that's when all of the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they fled into Africa, right, and then from there, you know, the Hamites, the Africans, okay, they sold the Shemites, the Negroes, they sold the brothers into slavery to the Europeans, and then the Europeans, you know, they went over there and captured, as it says over there in Deuteronomy 28, you know, they is a nation that comes from afar, and their emblem is the eagle, swift as an eagle flieth, right? And so that's the same thing that happened with, you know, when the Aztecs and the Mayans, you know, they were over there in the Americas, and you know, and stuff like that. And then that's when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, you know, elementary story. But you know, Christopher Columbus, he did not discover the Americas first, which was a lie that's been taught down by traditions and so forth, you know, stuff like that. So we gotta, you know, we gotta be smart, right? We gotta be wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves. And so that's what we gotta do. We gotta go out there, we gotta pretend the truth. You know, we gotta go out there and wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, and the other indigenous brothers and sisters from the Jamaicas, the Haitians, you know, from Panama, the Guatemala, you know, so forth, and scattered across the four corners of the earth, right? And so that's what we gotta go do, is that we gotta go proclaim the truth, right? And get back onto that topic, right? Is that we need to get our people out of this situation that we're in. Hey, yo, brothers, you guys got time? Hey, do you guys know you're from the tribe of Judah? You know Christ is a black man? Come on over here and I'll teach you some more. I got free Bibles right here, brothers. Free Bibles. Come learn who you are. Yeah, man. You know, I just saw a car full of brothers, you know, just roll by in a Cadillac, you know. It looks like some of them are getting interested, you know, and stuff like that. So hopefully the Most High will allow them to turn back around. And, you know, they'll come back over here and I'll just give them some nod. You know, maybe we got some soldiers over here and start building up a church over here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. You know, so, you know, it's a blessing to go out there and speak to all these people, you know. We're over here on the south side of Cheyenne right now, and you know, this is considered like the ghetto-ish type of areas. You know, you can see Judah and Issachar and the Gadites. You know, you can see all of the brothers and sisters over here. You know, it's where all of us reside at. You know, see, there's a liquor store down that way, and there's another liquor store over there, right? There's a couple pawn shop stores over there, there's a tobacco company just right behind you guys, and guess what? They sell crack pipes over here at this tobacco company, or they used to, okay? Now it looks like they turned into a donut shop, right? But anyways, you know, this place where I'm at right now used to be the ghettos part of Cheyenne, you know, the south side, you know, that's where Judah and Issachar, they always had their conflicts, you know, like the south siders always clashing in with the bloods, you know, and stuff like that, you know. But little do they know, you know, you guys are fighting each other, you know, we're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. So that's why we're here. We're here to proclaim the truth to you guys, right? And to give these people their heritage back, right? We're waiting on a promise, and if we don't come to the truth, we're never going to receive that promise, right? Our oppressors are pretty much going to be staying over us, you know. We're going to be staying in our mental mind states, you know. Issachar is going to stay in the Catholic religion. Judah is going to stay in, you know, the Baptist and the Pentecostal movements and stuff like that. And the rest of, you know, the world is going to stay mind trapped because they're waiting for a rapture that's never going to happen, right? And the rest of the world, you know, they're waiting for a one-man antichrist, you know. And everybody's just so confused, you know, and that's what everybody supposedly thinks, that two men are going to come over here, walk the earth, and proclaim the truth. But little do they know, they've all been lied to, okay, by the Zionists, the Jesuits, you know, all those people, Amalek, you know, the Edomites, right? They're out there telling us lies, you know, and it's got people confused, right? I don't know if you guys know much about Albert Pike, right? But he was had a plan, you know. It was no prophecy, not like that, but it was a plan that the Illuminati, 13 bloodlines all had in common, you know, that they were going to try to take over the world and make it into a new world order, right? And, you know, little did they know, it's not going to happen, okay? You know, they might eventually set up some type of system to where, you know, which is true, which is the mark of the beast, okay? Which is the mark of the beast, but everybody thinks that the mark of the beast is Sunday worship, right? Everybody thinks that's the mark of the beast is Sunday worship, but, you know, everybody's just so, like, mentally gone, you know, they're not gonna come to the senses, nor are they gonna understand the truth, you know. And so, you know, the GOCC, you know, we're scattered across the United States, and, you know, across the four corners. They got brothers over there in the UK, Manchester. They set up a church over there in Chicago, Africa, etc. and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't have a physical church over here in Wyoming. So that's what I'm trying to do, you know, trying to get the church, you know, just come together, right? So I'm pretty sure there are some GLCC believers out there, but, you know, that's why I'm here to wake up, because, you know, they're gonna see a brother in all white, and so that's what I'm gonna be doing, right? Is I'm gonna go out there proclaiming the truth to some of these people, and so that they can have understanding. And so, you know, I'm just here, you know, I'm ready. Like, if you guys are out there, you guys want to read, right? If you guys know how to read the Bible, right? If you know how to read the Bible, come on over here. We can link up. It's going to be interesting and very fun to come out here and proclaim the truth for the Most High Haya, Bashim Yeshaya, Wabawak Kodash, and Kwam Yasharala, yo. Kwam Yasharala. We're going to rise, guys, okay? We're going to take over our land back over there in the Middle East, right? We're going to take it back, but we're not going to use force. We're going to do it by our righteousness. We're going to do it by water baptism. We're going to do it by laying on the hands, right? Laying on the hands of healing people and stuff like that. You know, we're going to do the things that are pleasant in the Most High's eyes, right? And so, you know, that is the mission. You know, we're trying to get out there, get the truth out to the people. You know, be the light to the Gentiles, you know. Everybody loves Christ for what he did. Everybody loves the disciples for what they did. You know, they had the mindset of what they needed to do right. And, you know, that would cause them to go to the light. You feel me? And so that's what we got to do, is that we need to go out there And we need to be the light to the Gentile. You know, we need to show them, hey, eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, you know, all that stuff is bad for you. We need to come back to keeping the Sabbath day holy. You know, stop going to Sunday church. You know, you're not keeping the commandments when you're going to Sunday church. But most of these people, right? Most of these people are doing it out of ignorance. And so that's what we need to do, is that we need to show them the truth. And, you know, hopefully some people will understand, because, you know, everybody in this whole entire world, we all been brainwashed. You know, the devil is brainwashed. You know, he's taken over by military. He's taken over by religious beliefs. He's taken over by, you know, a whole lot of stuff, you know. So we just need to come together, right? And we need to proclaim this truth. And we need to seek out the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Because, you know, we all been lied to, like I've been telling you guys, you know. So come on out here, let's preach. Let's preach, right? I'm over here doing it. Right? Alright, so let's get back to what we're doing. Deuteronomy chapter 20. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Right? See, everybody out there that says nothing doesn't matter, right? Everybody says, oh, everybody out here is suffering. Everybody out there went through a genocide. Everybody did this, everybody did that. Oh, the Holocaust, you know, everybody, there's like 60-some million people that died. But, you know, if you look at it, the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, we suffered the most back in history. And so, you know, when we're bringing this truth out to people, you know, we can't be going out of our feelings. We can't be going out of our feelings. Because if we go out of our feelings, you know, we start letting bad words come out of our mouths, you know. It leads to us having bad actions, you know. And the Most High, you know, He's having angels, you know, write down everything that we do. And so we just gotta be careful, you know. Be, like I said, you know, be wise as serpents, but, you know, harmless as doves. And so that's what we gotta do, you know, especially when we're going out there and proclaiming the truth. All right. All right, so we're gonna get into our Apocrypha, right? All right, so this speaks about the 10 tribes that scattered, right? So let's read it right here. It says 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive and carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land. Verse 41 says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into another further country where never mankind dwelt. Right? Verse 42, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. Excuse me. Verse 44, for the Most High then shewed signs for them and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. So it took the 10 tribes, my forefathers, right? It took them a year and a half to get to the Americas, which is Egypt, known as bondage, right? So we're not over here living the American dream. We're over here because this is our last captivity, okay? And a lot of the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, we've been so comfortable living in this bondage, just like they were in Egypt, you know, and stuff like that. And so we need to come out of this condition, right? We need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We need to have the testimony of Yeshaya. You know, we need to seek out the truth. You know, we need to go to brothers in love, kindness, meekness, gentleness, and stuff like that, right? And so that's what we need to do. Verse 46, then dwelt they were until the latter time, okay? And it says that they were dwelt until the latter times, meaning that we're still here till today, right? And now when they began to come, verse 47, the highest shall say, the springs of the stream again, that they might go through, therefore solace the multitude with peace, right? And so, you know, this book right here, right? This book right here, okay? It's originally supposed to be in the Bible. It's supposed to be in the Bible, but people took it out. And so, you know, when we come to this knowledge, we need to get this book, okay? We need to get the Apocrypha back inside the Bible. Because, you know, your pastors, they won't read you this book, right? Your pastors won't read you this book. Your priests, they have this book inside the Catholic Bible, but the Catholic religion is not the way, right? The Catholic religion is not the way. And that's what Issachar and the rest of the 10 tribes, they suffer from being under. They suffer from being under the Catholic religion. And so, you know, Issachar is a strong ass, right? And if you look at an ass, okay, it's a donkey, and man, they're stubborn, right? So when we go to our people who've been stuck in the Catholic religion, they just get all hypey about it, and they build their wall up as soon as you start hearing about the word of Christ, you know? I have family that are in the Catholic religion, you know, they're stubborn just like a donkey, you know? You can't get them to move, you can't get them to budget for nothing. And so, you know, like I said, our people are struggling in religion. You know, the devil, he's got them where they want to, but it's up to us, right? It's up to us that we need to go out there and we need to go let them free, okay? We need to go let them free. Alright, our next book that we will be going to is Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. Okay? Matthew chapter 10. And we will look at verses 5 and verse 6. And it says right here. It says right here in verse 5, it says, those 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and to any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Verse 6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And verse 7 it says, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven also, it suffers violence, because, you know, we are the temple. We need to make sure our temple is right. We need to make sure our temple is holy. We need to make sure our temple is clean by the baptism of the water. You know, we need to go out there. We need to say, hey, man, well, I hate seeing you in this condition, you know. Just to let you know, this is not your hell, right? This is just us suffering from the curses that have been put up on us. Just as Deuteronomy 28 talks about, you know. We're suffering the curses from Deuteronomy 28 verses 15 through 68, okay? We're suffering those curses, and so that's what we need to do things righteously, you know, we need to have the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We need to have the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, we need to do things right, okay? We need to do things right. Our next one we're going to be going to is Hosea chapter 7. Hosea chapter 7. Okay. Hosea chapter 7. And we will look at verse 7 and through 8. And it says right here, they are hot as an oven and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that call unto me. Verse 8 says, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is not a cake turned. So when you're cooking up a pancake, right, it has a light skin complexion. Just as it says right, you know, like your skin color, right? Lights the cake, you know, when you first flip it and you flip it again, it gets a little bit darker, right? Your skin gets a little darker. So for Israel, you know, we come in all different colors, from almost vanilla caramel to dark chocolate, right? But that is the same color that we come into when it comes to our skin complexion, right? And by it being said, you know, we all descend from Judah, not Judah, but Jacob, right? Jacob and Leah and Rebecca. And you know, they were black, right? They were black, and so Christ, you know, he was black. You know, that's why he ran down to Africa, because of King Herod's persecution towards him, right? And so he had to blend in with the rest of the people. The Apostle Paul was being blamed for being an Egyptian, because in those days, you know, he was being mistaken for being black, right? Like dark. He was like blending in, right? He wasn't being, I should say that he wasn't being mistaken for being black, but they thought that he was Egyptian, but he was actually a Hebrew Israelite, right? Our next one is going to be Hosea chapter 9, right? Hosea chapter 9, verse 17. It says, my God will cast them away, because they did not hearken unto him. They shall be wanderers among the nations. Okay? They shall be wanderers throughout the nations. So, when it's speaking about they are wanderers throughout the nations, it means that, you know, everybody's going to be out there walking in the same path, you know, not knowing who they are. And, you know, everybody's going to be calling themselves different names. Like, you know, you got the Negroes, you know, they're calling each other bywords like nigga or stuff like that. Or Hispanics calling each other spics, or just anything like that, okay? Everybody grew into a situation to where they're calling each other different byword meanings. And so that's what it means, that they, and also on top of that, okay, when it says that there will be wanderers throughout the nations, they will lose their identity, okay? They will lose their identity. And on top of that one, I want to get this precept real quick, real fast. Okay? It says Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4, it says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, so we lost our inheritance by being wanderers in this whole entire four corners of the earth, right? You know, we went into the Gentiles' land. You know, we start having the customs of a Gentile. You know, we start eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, and stuff like that. You know, we start going to Sunday church. You know, we start having the mindset of what a Gentile is. You know, and that's when we start being lawless. Okay, that's when we start being lawless. And so, like I said, guys, once we gain this knowledge, right, we need to go out there and tell our people, you know, like, hey, man, look at the scriptures. You know, they're telling you right here, man. All we gotta do is link up in these times, you know. The war with Iran, it's already here. It's happening right now, okay? The war with Iran is happening right now, okay? The war with Iran is happening right now. I just want to show you guys something real quick, okay? And tell me if this is not what it's talking about, right? Let me see if I can find it real fast. Okay, hold on one second, guys. Isaiah chapter 46. Isaiah 47. Isaiah chapter 47. Alright, look, check this out, okay? Check this out. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick, okay? Watch this. I'm gonna read this verse to you quick, okay? I'm gonna read this verse to you, okay? And it says right here in Isaiah chapter 47, okay? Isaiah chapter 47, and we will look at, we will read verses 1 through 5, and it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt not be called no more, called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and gird meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover